Passing the JLPT N5 and N4 is actually easy. Just follow the tips that I'm gonna share in this video. Konnichiwa, what's up? Minasan, Miejie desu. Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Miejie. I love learning languages and I've been learning Japanese for years now. I took the JLPT N5 in July 2019 and the JLPT N4 in December 2022. Just a disclaimer, my test results were not that spectacular, but I believe that they were also not that bad. I got 103 out of 180 for the JLPT N5 and 120 out of 180 for the JLPT N4. I'm only studying Japanese on my own, so if you're also self-studying Japanese and it's your first time to take the JLPT, I know that it could be challenging. Demo daijoubu. It's okay because in this video, I'm going to share with you the best tips that can help you pass and ace the test. Junbi wa ii? Hajimemashou! Tip number 1. Understand the test format. The JLPT is a multiple choice type of test. It doesn't have a writing or speaking test. Yay! The test sections and type of questions for the JLPT N5 and N4 are quite the same. There's language knowledge, which is divided into two parts, vocabulary and grammar and reading, and there's also a listening test. To pass the JLPT, you need to pass both the sectional pass marks and the overall pass marks. For the sectional pass marks, you need to get at least 38 over 120 for the language knowledge and at least 19 over 60 for the listening test. This is applicable to both JLPT N5 and N4. As for the overall pass marks, you need to get at least 80 over 180 for the JLPT N5 and at least 90 over 180 for the JLPT N4. Here are some sample scenarios. So if you want to pass a JLPT, you need to prepare well for all the test sections. My personal strategy is first to ensure that I get a high score in the language knowledge test, particularly in the kanji and vocabulary test, and next to ensure that I get a passing score for the listening test section, while also ensuring that I pass the overall pass marks. Tip number 2. Set a study schedule. Create a realistic study plan and stick to it. Consistent daily study sessions are more effective than occasional intense cramming. Make sure to allocate your time wisely so you'll be able to cover all the kanji, vocabulary, and grammar key points for the JLPT level that you're planning to take. If you're going to take the JLPT N5, you have to know at least 100 kanji characters and about 800 vocabulary words, so it would be better to spend 2 to 3 months studying for this level. On the other hand, if you're going to take the JLPT N4, you have to know at least 300 kanji characters and about 1,500 vocabulary words, including the ones in the JLPT N5 level. So it would take you about 4 to 6 months with an average of 2 studying hours per day. Here's a sample study plan. In the morning, you learn kanji and vocabulary. In the afternoon, you learn grammar. And before going to bed, you list and revise all the knowledge you learn in a day. Moreover, make sure to include reading as well as listening practice in your schedule. Tip number 3. Gather resources. To prepare well for the JLPT, you need to gather resources that can help you learn kanji, vocabulary, and grammar in the most efficient way. There are a lot of resources available for learning kanji and vocabulary, but if I could recommend a reliable resource that can help you prepare well for the JLPT, then I would highly recommend MochiKanji. Through MochiKanji, you can learn 1,000 kanji and vocabulary words in just 1 month. When you start using the app, it helps you choose the right course based on your goals and current level. It has courses from JLPT N5 to N2, and it also has specialized courses for nursing, IT, and service industry. Moreover, it also features vocabulary words from Mina no Nihongo 1 and 2. One thing that I like about this app is that it categorizes vocabulary words per topic. The lessons are also bite-sized, so it's not overwhelming. With this lesson, you can learn about 10 to 15 words and it only takes about 5 to 10 minutes. If you want to learn a specific topic, you can select that category and learn those vocabularies. MochiKanji has flashcards with lively images and audio, which makes learning kanji and vocabulary fun and easy. The audio can be played back at normal or slower speed. Additionally, you can also learn how to write kanji characters. And this way, you can learn kanji while learning vocabulary. After learning each word, you'll be asked to do mini quizzes to test if you understand a new word. It also has sample sentences with English translations, so you can learn the meaning of the words through context. But what I love most about this app is its most special and unique feature called Golden Time. MochiKanji uses a combination of spaced repetition and special algorithms to analyze your learning history and reminds you to review words at Golden Time. That is the moment before you start forgetting the words you just learned. By revising the words when you are about to forget them, you can improve your memory 10 times better. MochiKanji reminds you to review words at Golden Time, so make sure to turn on your notifications. During revision time, you'll have to do small quizzes about your learned vocabulary. Your vocabulary will be leveled up for the words that you can remember correctly. On the other hand, the words that you fail to remember will be pushed down to level 1. MochiKanji has 5 levels of memorization, level 1 to level 5. The better you have remembered the words, the higher the level will be. Words at lower levels will have more revision schedules than those at higher levels. This for me is an amazing feature of MochiKanji because it ensures that you focus on learning words that you have not yet mastered. You can also tap on this notebook to check the list of vocabulary words you've learned per level. You can now also search for the meaning of kanji and vocabulary words. You can search for words in the MochiKanji dictionary by typing kana, ramachi, or kanji in the search tab. There are about 10,000 words in this dictionary. Each result includes meaning, word type, sample sentence, and audio. You can also save the words to your notebook for review later. Moreover, you can also practice daily conversations through the chit chat of Mochi and Miejie with around 10 common topics. Here's a sample conversation lesson.
Mochi meets Miejie at a party.
こんばんは。
お名前は
They introduced their name.
もちです。
はじめまして。
This is the first time they've met each other.
よろしく。
よろしくお願いします。
You can also practice writing kanji for their various writing games for each kanji character, and this can help you learn the characters faster. You can also join Mochi events. You can join Mochi events to increase your learning motivation and get free gifts by joining monthly events. Moreover, you can be connected with other language learners around the world. What's more, you can keep your learning routine by planting a tree in a Mochi garden and then taking care of them by achieving your specific goals. I have tried MochiKanji for myself and was able to learn 1000 kanji and vocabulary for the JLPT N3 in just 1 month. So if you're also preparing for the JLPT N5 to N2 and you want to learn kanji and vocabulary fast and easy, I highly recommend that you also try MochiKanji. It's free to download and it's available both in App Store and Play Store. You can also access the lessons through their website. I will leave the links in the description and comments. Thank you so much MochiKanji for collaborating again with me and for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about resources for learning grammar. JLPT grammar books are particularly useful as they organize grammar points by JLPT level. Personally, I prefer using Mina no Nihongo, but you can also use Genki or other JLPT grammar textbooks like Try and Shinkansen Master. As much as possible, stick only to 1 to 2 resources so you won't get overwhelmed. Tip number 4. Take mock tests. Regularly take full-length practice exams under timed conditions. This will help you get used to the pacing of the actual test and identify areas where you need improvement. I would highly recommend answering the sample workbook in the official JLPT website and JLPT mock tests from apps like Todai Easy Japanese. Tip number 5. Stay positive and healthy. Maintain a positive attitude and take care of your physical health. Ensure you get enough sleep, eat well, and take breaks during study sessions to avoid burnout. As much as possible, please avoid getting sick so you can take the test on your top condition. On the day before the test, make sure to prepare all the things you need to bring on test day. This includes your test voucher and valid ID, pencils, eraser, and sharpener, and your own test essentials. Please avoid cramming and staying up late. It's best to relax and sleep early so you can wake up with your mind refreshed. If you sleep late, you'll just regret it because you'll be dazed during the test and you probably won't remember what you studied last night. So do your best to get a good night's sleep on the night before the test and make sure to set an alarm so you can wake up early. On the day of the test, it's better to go to the test venue early so you can have enough time to get ready. The test starts at exactly 1 p.m. but you need to be in your assigned classroom by 12 noon for the orientation. If you arrive early, then you can buy and eat your brunch or early lunch and you'll also have enough time to go to the restroom before the test starts. Once you get inside your assigned classroom, prepare your test voucher, pencil, and eraser. Also make sure to put your phone in silent mode and double check if you have deleted all the alarms. It's considered a misconduct if your phone rings during the test and your test result will be invalidated. The proctor will order you to stop the test and leave the test center and you will not be able to take the rest of the test. So if you're overcautious like me, you can surrender your phone to your proctor. Once the test starts, do your best to focus on answering the questions as fast as you can. Read the questions first, then pay close attention to the possible answers because the choices look very similar. If you already know the answer to the question, immediately shade your answer on the answer sheet, then go to the next question. If you don't know the answer to a question, don't waste too much time. Use the process of elimination or skip the question first, then go back to it later. Make sure to mark it in the questionnaire by encircling the question number so you can easily find it later. Always double check if you're shading the correct question number, especially if you're skipping items. Do your best to finish answering the test ahead of time so you can still review your answers. And make sure not to leave any blanks. As for the listening test, the questions will be played on a radio cassette player. The questions won't be repeated, so you have to pay close attention and listen very carefully. There's a sound check at the start of the test to ensure that everyone can hear the audio loud and clear. Listen very carefully to the questions and take smart notes. You can write notes on the questionnaire, but make sure to focus on listening while writing. Shade your answer as fast as you can so you can focus on the next question immediately. After each test section, take the time to eat some snacks and have a bathroom break. During breaks, you might hear other examinees discussing their answers for the previous test section. If you realize that you didn't get the answers correctly, don't lose heart. Be mentally strong and just focus on what you can do on the next test. Lastly, during the test, give it your all and trust your instincts. Believe in yourself, you got this. Ikaga ka? If you'd like to know more tips on how to pass the JLPT, please feel free to watch my other videos. That's all for now. I hope you find this video helpful for your Japanese language learning journey. I'll be sharing more language learning tips and language learning app recommendations on my next video, so make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in the next one. JLPT, ganbatte kudasai! Mata ne!